A very good morning, my dear students, and welcome to Digital World of Pathania Public School. But in previous lecture, we learned typecasting and library functions, and in library functions we learned maths module, and in maths module we learned so many mathematical functions like ABS functions, POW power function, absolute function, cosine, tangent, these all. Now today's in this video we learn using the statistics module. The statistics module of the Python standard library provides many statistics functions like mean, median, mode, these all. In order to use these in your program, you need to first import the Python statistics. Like in mathematical functions, we import maths module. Now, when if you want to work on with the statistics module, so you import first statistics. You need to first import the Python statistics module by given one of the following statement. You write import statistics, or from statistics import mean, median, mode. You write on any way. If you write down import statistics, same way, and you can also write down from statistics import mean, median, mode. You can then use these functions as given below. Statistics mean SEQ. SEQ stands for sequence. It returns the average value of the set sequence of the value passed. And if you write down the median sequence, then it returns the middle value of the set sequence of the values passed. And if you write down mode sequence, so it do the repeated value of the set sequences of value passed. So consider following example here. For example, we write down import statistics, and then we write down sequence, and in sequence we write down 5, 6, 7, 5, these all. In mean, do the average of these sequence, and in median, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 values are there. So you write down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values, and after that you see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values. So between values are 5 and 5. So 5 and 5 you add it and divided by the 2, so you get the median value. And in mode, you know the maximum number of value repetition. 5, 5, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 5 is repeated, so answer is your 5. Again you see here 5, again your 5 here, again your 5 here, so the mode value is your 5. Clear? So this is your statistics mode. And also you can say statistics module, and in statistics module you can write down first the any list, any sequence, and after that sorry, you write down if you want to calculate the average of the sequence, then you write down the mean, and if you want to down the median value, then you write down median, and if you want to calculate the mode, then you write down the mode only. This is only the way of to calculate the statistics module. Now our next topic is debugging. Very important point, beta. Very important topic. Very important term, bug. What do you mean by the bug? Bug means error. Bug means error. Debugging. What do you mean by the debugging? Debugging means to remove the bugs. Bugs means error. To remove the error from the program. So debugging in simple English language, you can say to remove the bugs from the program is your debugging. And error causing disruptions in programs running or in producing right output in a program. Bug means error. Bug means error. Debugging involves rectifying the code so that the reason behind the bug gets resolved, and thus bug is also removed and your program will be executed successfully. So error in a program, so many types of error are there present in your program, sometimes called a bug, is anything in code that prevent a program from compiling and running correctly. Some program bugs are catastrophic in their effect, while others are comparatively less harmful, and still others are so unclear so that you will ever discover them. There are broadly divided into three parts. In the three types of errors are there: your compile time error, your runtime error, and logical error. So what is the bug? Bug means your error. And what is the debugging? To find out to remove the bug from the program. And three types of errors are there: your compile time error, your runtime error, and logical error. So first we are discussing here compile time error. This is very easy to find from the program. Error that occur during compile time are compile time error. Compiler will identify only these type of errors, compile time errors. And in compile time errors, your first one is syntax error. In compile time error, your first one is your syntax error. And what do you mean by the syntax error? Syntax error are those types of error, for example your grammatical error, for example your comma operator error, and for example you write down the capital instead of the small letter. So these type of all the errors are your syntax error. Like you write down x and then you write down this symbol y multiply z if x is equal to x multiply y. So these type of error, these two statement will be result in syntax error as this one, because this is not any operator. So how you write it? You write down x is equal to y multiply z. So is not an assignment operator in Python, and equal is the assignment operator, not a relational operator. Not a relational operator. Here we need the equal sign, we don't need the relational operator here. Also, if a block statement, it required a colon. If statement is there, you learned this if statement in chapter number 9. When you write down the if statement, then you put the colon sign, but here you see no colon sign is there. So which is missing? Colon sign is missing at the end of it. Here a colon sign is missing, so it display the error. And these type of error find out with the help of compiler, and this is very easy to find out the errors. Like your equal sign, here you see your colon is missing, so these type of error is your syntax type error. And second, in your compile time errors, your second error is semantic error. Semantic errors occur when statement are not meaningful, no meaning is there. If you want to write down x is equal to y multiply z, is okay, but when you write down x multiply y is equal to z, so this is the error, and this type of error we call semantic error. For instance, the statement Sita plays guitar, right, is syntactically and semantically correct as it has some meaning, but the statement guitar plays Sita, how guitar plays Sita? Sita plays the guitar. So syntactically correct as the grammar is correct, but semantically incorrect. So in this sentence, guitar plays Sita are so semantically incorrect. Similarly, there are semantic rules in programming violation which result in semantic error. For instance, the statement is x multiply y is equal to z. Instead of this, you write down z is equal to x multiply y. So these type of error we call semantic error. And your next error is your logical error. Next is your logical error. Sometimes even if you don't encounter any error during compile time and runtime, very difficult to find out the runtime error. But logical error means if you want to write down the x less than y and you write down here x greater than y, so these type of error is your logical error. Your program does not provide the correct result. Your program will be executed, but and no error will be found from the compiler here, but your result not match with your original result. This is because the programmer mistaken analyze the problem he or she is trying to solve. Such error are logical error, for instance, an incorrectly implemented algorithm or use of a variable before its initialization or unmarked. End of for loop and for a loop. For is the name of the loop. Or wrong parameter passed are often parameter means you write down less than instead of greater than, you write down greater than instead of less than, are often hardest to prevent and to locate. These must be handled carefully. Sometimes logical error are treated as a subcategory of runtime also. So what do you mean by the runtime error? Runtime error occur during the execution of a program, and runtime error. These are order to detect error. These are the order to detect error. Some runtime errors stop the execution of the program, which is then called program crashed or abnormally terminated. For these type of error, infinite errors also. For example, you divide any value from the 0, so this is the wrong way. This type of error is your runtime error. Most runtime error, and for example, you write down display the number greater than the 10 and you don't fix any value, so greater than value, so many values are there, so your program will be executed and behave abnormally. Most runtime error are easily to identify because program heads when it encounters them. An infinite loop when your loop no last value not given, and your loop always repeat again and again. For example, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, no end of the counting is your infinite loop. Or wrong value or different data type other than the required. For example, you need the input integer value and you write down the str data type, so these type of error are your runtime error, and very difficult to find these type of errors. Normally programming language is incorporated check for runtime errors, so does Python. However, Python usually take care of such error by terminating the program. If you found that these type of error in your system, then only the solution is you restart your system, or you terminate your program, and you can terminate your program and restart again your program. And whenever it detect an error condition is not desirable, therefore a program should be robust so as to recover and continue following an error. Next is your exception. Exception means error and exceptions are similar but different terms. Exception means your errors, and error and exception both are the same things, but the name is different. While error represent any bug in the code that disrupt running of the program or cause improper output, and execution refer to an irregular situation. What do you mean by the exception? Exception means irregular situation occurring during execution runtime, which you have no control on. Errors in a program can be fixed by making correction in the order. Fixing execution is not that simple. Let us try to understand the difference between the error and the syntax with the help of a real life example. For instance, if you operate an ATM, then entering wrong account number or wrong PIN number is an error. Note that much amount in account is an exception. ATM machine stuck is also an exception. Okay, so now hope you understand the difference between the error and the exception. So do you think exception in a program is a situation that occurring during runtime and you have no control on it? For example, you write a code that open a data file and display its content on the screen. The program's code is syntactically correct and logically also correct, but when you run this program, the value that you are opening does not exist on disk. This value causes an exception, so the program has no error but an exception occurring. While error is a bug in the code that cause the irregular output or stop a program from execution, and exception in an irregular and unexpected situations. So many exceptions are there. First one is your EOF error. EOF stands for your end of file error. End of file error. These type of error displayed when one of the built-in function, input is the name of the function, we learn later, hits an end of file condition without reading any data. Without any data, your file will be end, then this type of error will be displayed on your screen. IOF means your input output error, raised when an input output operation such as a print, built-in open, type, function, or a method or a file object fails for a input output related region, file not found, disk full. This type of error is your input output error. Next is your name error. If identifier name not found, then these type of error will be raised. Identifier means your variable names like your subject, sum, addition. If these type of identifier not found in your file or in your program, then name error will be displayed. Index. Now everyone know about the index, positive index and the negative index. In positive index always index start with the 0, and in negative index always start with the -1. So raised when a sequence, subscript or index is out of range. Out of range. Next is your import error. And in import error, raised when an import statement fails to find the module definition, or when a form import fail to find a name that is to be imported. For example, you don't know the import match and you write down import some else. So this type of error is your import error. And type error, type is a function name, raised when an operation or function is applied to an object in appropriate type. If you try to compute a square root of a string value, so how you find it? Any string value have the square root? No. So how you found it? So these type of error is your type error. Value error. Type error means if when you write down the if you want to calculate the integer values, then you write down the float, and if you want to calculate the sum of two numbers and you define the variable name in the string data type. So these type of error are your type error. And value error, raised when a built-in operation or function receive an argument with an inappropriate value. For example, you write down in integer z0 z10. So z, what is the z? So this type of error is your value error. Zero division by error, if any value divided by the 0, then this is display the zero division error. Overflow error, if your list, your tuple and anything when the result of an arithmetic operation is too large to be represented. Overflow error. Key error, raised when a mapping dictionary key is not found. In a dictionary two values are there. So first is your key. So key is not found in the set of existing keys is the error of your key error. And for example, these type of error displayed here. If you divide by the 0, so you see here your error will be displayed zero division error. And same like here, int 11 AB. So AB is not the integer value, so it display the value error. Debugging using coding tracing. Most common technique to debug an error is to find the point of error and origin of error. This is often done by printing the value of every intermediate result and of all values. For this purpose, code tracing is one most commonly used technique. Common useful technique for debugging is code tracing. Code tracing means executing code. Code tracing means executing code one line at a time and watching its impact on the variable. One way of code tracing is using dry run, which you have already learnt in an earlier chapter. Code tracing can also be done by debugging tool, debugging available in software form. So here our chapter number 8 is completed, and in chapter number 8 we will learn casting and debugging and exceptions and your operators and expressions. These all things we learn in the chapter number 8. So here our chapter number 8 is completed. In next video we meet with the next chapter, chapter number 9. Thank you so much for